Shalom, beloved family. It's your girl Sophia Spiritualite, and we're here for our daily prayer and reading. Of course, we meet every day at Thamur and We say a prayer, we read a psalm, and then we do a three-card reading just to see what messages we can get from the Most High and the angels. And we have a slight programming note. I've found a prayer that comes out of the Black Pullet that we're going to use in the morning to replace our my traditional long salutation to the Father and the Mother and the Son. We're going to continue our salutation to the angels in the previous format, but this one it encompasses everything. So we're just going to use this in the morning, and then at night we'll keep with our same normal prayer. So just in case you're wondering why all of a sudden the readings get shorter, or I say more, this is what's going on. We're doing a slight programming note. We're going to incorporate something new. We're going to keep our other stuff, just put it at night. So, but we're still going to say our prayer, read our psalm, and then do a three-card reading. That's all the same, except our prayer. It's getting a little bit more concise, a little bit more accurate. All praises to the Most High for that. So, immortal, eternal, ineffable, and sacred Father of all things, who is carried on the chariot, rolling without cease, of the worlds which rotate always, ruler of the etheric plane, where your throne of power is exalted, from whose heights thy formidable eyes discover everything, and your beautiful and saintly ears hear everything. Hearken, your children, who you have loved from their birth through all time, since your lasting, great, and eternal majesty shines brightly over the world and starry heavens. Thou art raised above them. O sparkling fire, there you maintain yourself in the appropriate splendor. There comes forth from your being never failing streams of light which nourish your infinite spirit. This infinite spirit generates all things and makes this inexhaustible treasure of matter which cannot fail to procreate that which always surrounds it, because of the forms without number which it is filled, and with you have filled it since the beginning of time. From the Spirit, the very saintly kings who are standing around your throne and who compose your court also draw their origin. O universal Father, O unique one, O Father of blissful mortals and immortals, you have particularly created the powers which are marvelously like your eternal thought and your adorable essence. You have established them superior to the angels who announce your wishes to the world. Finally, you have created us sovereigns over the elements. Our continued exertion is to praise you and adore your desires. We burn with the desire to be possessed of you, O Father, O Mother, the most tender of mothers, O admirable example of tender sentiments of mothers, O Son, the flower of all sons, O mold of all our shapes, well beloved spirit, soul, harmony, and number of all things, we adore you. To our angels, to the guardian angels, to the archangels, to the council of 9, to the council of 12, to the council of 24, to the 24 elders, to the 42-letter name of the Most High, to the 72-letter name of the Most High, to the 144,000 angels on the council, to the 216 angels that sit atop the tree of life, and to all the angels whose names we know and we don't know. We ask for you to come and be with us for just a few moments and allow us to get a message that will help us to better serve the Most High and the kingdom. Now let's read Psalm 51. Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies. Blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee, thee only have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins and blot out all mine iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O God, thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. O Lord, open thou my lips, and my mouth shall show forth thy praise, for thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. O God, thou wilt not despise. Do good in thy good pleasure unto Zion. Build thou the walls of Jerusalem. Then shalt thou be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness, with burnt offering and whole burnt offering. Then shalt thou offer bullocks upon thine altar. Selah. Alright, so we have our daytime deck here. See, that's made smoother, you know. And this is our tarot of light. Of course, it correlates directly with the Rider Waite, and it, you know, it's very, very similar, but it doesn't have the same pictures. And so, if you're interested, go on over to the website fruitsandspirit.com. Leave us your email address, and you'll get a coupon for 10% off of your physical purchases and $5 off our courses, which our Rhabdomancy course is now actually live. It's got a lot of helpful, useful information for our people out there. And most of it I won't talk about, but all I will say is this: if you watch me from the beginning and you watch me to now and you're trying to figure out, man, in the beginning this girl was very, very unsure about herself, lots of negative undertones to what I was saying, and you know, seemed like I just have a lot of heaviness and weariness upon myself. And now my situation hasn't changed much, but I'm light, and it's not the fasting. It's not just the fasting. The fasting is a symptom of my improved spiritual health, which is I credit 100% to the process that was given to me to do the karmic release and then to reactivate my energy field for abundance. I credit that more than anything else that has worked for me when other things did not work. And I am seeing that that is going to be the easiest path for us forward. But, you know, the Spirit said you have to, you know, I just cannot just put this information on the internet. So, and it's too much information to like do a Zoom and just explain it. It really has to be taught in order. You need to understand where we came from, where we're going to, and where the confusion is in order for it to make sense. So, that being said, the Rhabdomancy course is live. You get lifetime access to it. Next up will be our enzyme courses. Extremely important, because if you want to know who is answering you back when you pray, it's the enzymes. Who is what is the method in which the angels communicate with you? It's the enzymes. It's the enzymes. So it would behoove you to get more enzymes into your system, because that will make you more capable of spiritual activities, because your physical body will be able to handle it. But, you know, if you have no enzymes in your body, you get what you get. And so I'll be talking about that more moving forward, because now we're on to the next thing. But, you know, enzymes are extremely important. They're extremely valuable. And you definitely want to, think about that. Anyway, here we go. We have our cards. All praise, glory, and honor go to the Most High, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the great I am, loving kindness, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We ask for permission to speak with the angels for just a few minutes so that we can get a message that will allow us to be of better service to you and to the kingdom. To the Holy Mother, we say thank you for always being there for us. We acknowledge our older, wiser brother Yahushua and the perfect example that he set, And of course, to the angels whom we've already called in, we ask that you give us a message that's clear, that's easy for us to understand, and that's easy for us to apply. We know that, in fact, we are making huge efforts to be better clients and to be better at the spiritual gifts that we've been given, and we could not do it without you. So, of course, once you give us the message, we will let the Most High know so that you are given credit for all of your hard work and everything you do of service for us and the kingdom. All right, let's see what we got. We got the moon, which I think was in our future position yesterday. So now it's in our past. So obviously we got yesterday right. Then our next card is the Page of Angels, which is mysticism. That's for today. And our last card, ooh, the Knight of Angels, which is the Watcher. Which I get, of course, is Michael. Because Gabriel's the King of Angels. The Knight of Angels is. Alright, first and foremost. Not first and foremost. Let me let y'all see these cards. Let me, do our fancy zoom here. Really? I want to pull up our weather for this week. Okay, that's weird. Alright, so our cosmic weather is not too bad for this week. No, it's really good for this week. Okay. I don't know, that's taking a long time. Alright. Let's start with 18, the moon. 18, the moon. Alright. The moon is illusion. The moon cushions you into a secret place created by reflected light. Redirect her tender glow and take it deep within your soul. Delight in your truth. The moon whispers to you of illusion. Something is not as it appears to be. The whole picture cannot be seen in the soft, diffused light of the sun. Connect to your intuitive knowledge and feel your way through a situation, as your eyes may be deceiving you. Focus on what is important in your life right now and make sure you are not idolizing a person or a situation. Check you are not letting your imagination run away with you or turning a situation into something it is not. Are you communicating truthfully? Meditate and connect with your psychic abilities. And this correlates with the moon and the rider rate, which is illusion, trickery, hidden enemies, and caution. So, being that this came up for us yesterday, the whole idea is that we want to make sure that we are um, what's the best way to describe this? We want to make sure that we are communicating honestly, that we are very careful about what we ask for, and that we are taking care to be diligent in our research and our investigations of different things that come up, because right now it's very, very interesting, because there's anybody who has eyes to see sees that there's a group of people in the world of the internet that are all saying the same thing in different ways, but the message boils down to be the same, with the same terminology. And so there's other groups of people who don't seem to be on the same page, but you know, maybe they once were on the same page, or whatever the case may be. So it's up to us to make sure that we're following the voices of truth for us, and that we're secure in our truth, and so that when some different information is presented to us, we're not inclined to just believe it, that we have a system for checking it, which is why I suggest everybody go out and get yourself a pendulum. You know, it's real easy. I'm going to do a video on how to make a really, really cheap one, probably today, um, because they're not expensive, and you could just use your pendulum to say, is this information that's good for me right now, is this information that's bad for me? Or something else you could do is, before you even watch the video, is there information in this video I absolutely must have? Do I absolutely need to watch this video right now? So what I typically do with videos, like when I'm on the internet or whatever, is that sometimes I catch videos as soon as they come out, and that those are the ones that always resonate directly with me, like directly with what I'm thinking. They're the exact same thing as what I'm thinking most of the time. And then there's ones that I will watch sort of like all together, like when I'm on more like on downtime. So now I've got a couple classifications of videos in my mind. The ones that I watch right away, that as soon as they come out, I'm watching them. Those are videos, those are messages I need right now. And then there's other ones where there's messages that I don't need right now. It's information I need to put in, but it's not going to affect what exactly I'm doing right now. And so it's not that I don't watch those videos, it's just that I temper them, meaning I see, because I always check to see who has a video out, and then I look at it, and I think, or meditate, or ask, is this something I need to, like? Is this an urgent message for me? And if it's not, I'm like, okay, I'll come back to it later. And if it is, then I stop what I'm doing, whatever it is. It's like starting to cool off here in Jacksonville, but this sweater is still a little hot. Um, if it is an urgent message that I need right away, then I do, stop what I'm doing and get the message. And that has been a process that is working for me. So that's something that you all can think about. But since this is in the past tense, I'm guessing this is referring to information that came out yesterday. And so just even information I'm saying, don't take my word for it. Ask your guardian angels. Of course, once you have a pendulum, it's much easier. I have been considering doing these readings with the pendulum as well, just to see if what I'm saying is what the spirit is actually saying. But I'm not sure how that process will work, because I talk too much, and so I don't want to be. I don't know how I would do that exactly. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see. All right. So the next card is the Page of Angels, and we are back on our regular pattern here of 2 to 1, which is very interesting. So we have the Page of Angels, which is mysticism. The caterpillar naturally evolves into the butterfly. What is your natural successor? The Page of Angels pulls the energy of transformation towards you. Expand your mind to new thoughts and solutions. Learn something new. Have fun and test the truth of your ideas. You are filled with creative innovation. A plan will be brought to fruition, but right now it's time to adapt and consider a change of mind regarding the conditions around you to ensure a smooth path. Be aware of your thoughts, motivations, and intentions. Change any opinions that make you feel uncomfortable. Choose to use the words that are aligned to the outcome of your desire and focus on them. Transformation will come through mindfulness. And this correlates with the Page of Swords, which is vigilance, caution, agility, and an active youth. So for me, I don't know about anybody else. Obviously, this prayer is extremely late. I literally woke up at 15, I think it was 20 minutes to 7, and I had to scramble to eat and everything. And I was like, I can't believe I slept that long. I went to sleep at like maybe 11, which is a little bit late for me. I usually go to sleep at 9, but I went to sleep at 11. And the fact that that's like 7 whole full hours. And even when I woke up, I was like, what time is it? Because that's how deeply I slept. And so I feel like when I have experiences like that, is a lot of information being put in. I'm being prepared. I'm being ready. And I mean, I was up like probably 15 hours yesterday, so I could understand being tired, but I do not understand being as tired as I was, because I was very, very, very uh, weary um, by it when even when I woke up. So that's sort of like a mystic experience for me. That's how I would qualify it. And it seems to me also like all of the spiritual activities that I'm doing, they just take way more energy. So like if you do like the karma cleanse, right? Like once I do it, I have to go to sleep. I'm just exhausted, and I just say, "Wow, I cannot." All I did was ask some questions. The other day, I did the karma cleanse. I didn't even realize that 45 whole minutes had gone by because my hands started hurting, like from holding the pendulum in the same position and just asking the questions. My hands started hurting. And I was like, hello, what time is it? I looked at my clock. I was like, oh my gosh, it's been 45 minutes of literally straight asking questions back and forth and going through the process. I was really shocked. And so we have to, as this mystic energy flows into us, we have to be prepared to, take a pause, take a relax, take a break, and just allow ourselves to heal, allow ourselves to um, be clear, allow ourselves to come back to focus, to balance, because otherwise we just end up overwhelmed. And I think, you know being overwhelmed spiritually is a little bit different than being physically overwhelmed. So in order to avoid that, we definitely want to just be easy with ourselves in this transition process. Like that's what the natural evolution, that's what I take from it. Like we are naturally evolving into the next version of ourselves. And of course I love Pokemon as an example of this. Like you have Charizard, Charizard or the little turtle, the little flamethrower turtle, right? And then all of the Pokemon, they have evolutions from Charizard to Chari whatever to the last one. They all have evolutions. Pikachu, all of them, they have evolutions. Man, I used to know all this stuff like the back of my hand, but I can't remember it. Boy, that was a long time ago. Um, so y'all might not, y'all know what I mean. Oh, that's funny. So, what is your natural what are you evolving into next? Because the whole thing about the Pokemon is they knew what they were going into next. That's why they would do the battles and stuff like that, because they got points. And as they got points, once they got enough points, they could evolve into the next version. Matter of fact, they didn't get a choice whether they evolved into the next version or not. And so that's why I feel like the karma cleanse is done for me. is allowed me to evolve into the next iteration of myself. So, like for example, I'm getting ready to start another social media campaign, which I have not done a social media campaign in 7 years at all, because when I was doing them before, they weren't. It was so exhausting, and because they weren't for the Most High, they were for me, and I just didn't like it, you know. So now I'm going to be, I'm evolving into my next natural form, which in which it means that I'm going to be doing, um, I'm going I'm going to need to access a different part of myself that I'm not used to. And so being having so much separation between me and my last social media campaign, yeah, it's been almost exactly 7 years. You know, but having so much space between me and my last social media campaign, it's going to be very interesting. But I already know I'm going to be successful because this time it's for the Most High. It's for the benefit of the nation and the community and my friends and neighbors. So before it was, I was promoting music, I was working at a restaurant, promoting a restaurant, then I was actually working at the restaurant. I was doing a lot of stuff, but none of it was for the glory and the honor of the Most High. So I know going back into that thing, which I know very well because I did social media for 7 years, 8. Well, yeah, like 7 years because yeah, it was like 7 years I did social media, and then I just because I was on the radio and all the stuff, and I just said, look, this is like enough. You know what I mean? I just couldn't take it, you know, and it was really that I couldn't take the fact that nothing I did had meaning, you know, and so now everything that I do has meaning. When I wake up and open my eyes, I have meaning. And before I didn't feel like I had like a purpose, but now I have a very clear, defined purpose. I have a very clear, defined goal that I'm trying to achieve, and it's going to require me to reach out and bring other people into this umbrella, and that's just what's going to be required. All right, so our next card is the Knight of Angels, which is the Watcher. You can determine much of what you would and wouldn't like through observation. Watch, learn, and direct your energy accordingly. The Knight of Angels is a hallmark for sudden change and chaos. Michael, hold on to your halo. This transformation will shift anything that is holding you away from the fullness of love. It may arrive as a whirlwind romance or friendship. Someone may sweep you off your feet, but leave just as suddenly. Don't take their departure personally. They arrive to help you reopen your heart. Don't close down. Keep living life with an open, loving heart and watch what comes through you. Be ready for creative ideas or thoughts to sweep through you. And this correlates with the Knight of Swords, bravery, skill, swiftness, heroic action. Again, as far as this creative energy, what you harvest now, you're going to reap in June. And if you look at any astrologers on the internet, they're all saying the same thing. And so, since our people don't know this, it's very, very important for us to, again, plant some seeds, plant some intentional seeds. This week is going to be a great week. The energy is great all week. I mean, literally, I think it's like 3 time slots where it's like, I was just looking at it. Here we go. It's literally 3 time slots where the energy is neutral or not too bad. There's not too bad. There's very bad and one bad. 3 6-hour time slots this week. That's it. So you have plenty of time to plant seeds. And what are planting seeds? You make your plans, you set some goals for yourself. This fast is going to be over basically Friday, Saturday for most people. You decide, Friday, Saturday to what you're going to do next, what your next thing is, because me, you know, um that's what I'm going to do. Let me just put it that way. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be deciding what exactly my next move is going to be, what my next set of goals are going to be, and they're going to be definitely more goals that is the consistency I want to see in my life between now and June. I'm setting shorter length goals. So during the fast, I set bigger goals, like longer term goals. And then between now and since I know I'm setting goals for a shorter period, for like a year, basically because I start my year on my birthday, I always have, and come to find out, that's when the year starts, around my birthday. So at the end of summer. So um, I am going to make goals that are more what I want my life to be like, um, over at the end of the next 6 months or so, 7 months. What consistency I'm looking for. So like, I had a goal to make $70,000 a year, right? But because that's what I'm used to making. Like I've never made less than that. Not since 7 years ago. Once I got out of social media is when I started making money. So that's a whole nother thing. But um, yeah. So for now, as of right now, I have this goal set, right? But when I was talking to the goddesses of karma, it was revealed to me that I need to break this down into a smaller goal. Like, like, what do I need to make this week? As even as far as my other goals, like what are the immediate things that I could check off. So whereas my fast, I made longer term goals, like what I want to see over the next year or so, or before the next fast, basically, or like for my whole life, this is the type of life I want to live. These goals I'm going to set now are going to be shorter, and more direct and more specific. Whereas my covenant for the fast was a overall. This is what I want my life to be like. Now I'm going in and making precision things that need to be done. And if I'm able to hit a few of these precision things, then boom, things will be done. So, but that's the creativity. You're creative. A creative person is something who creates. Making a list of what you want your life to be like, what you need to accomplish over, that's creating. You're creating something. Of course, I want you to physically go out and make stuff too, write or read or crochet, knit, sew, whatever it is you want to physically be doing. You want to physically or plant seeds and stuff like that. You want to physically be planting, but the whole idea is that you're also spiritually planting. You're emotionally planting. What do you want your emotional state to be like in the next 6 months? How is it now? You have to be, again, go back to the mysticism. So and the illusion too, because maybe you're under the illusion that things are going well, but they're not really. So you want to use your third eye of mysticism to clear out some of the illusion and figure out where you are in your life right now, so that as you prepare, as the watcher watches, you're able to set goals, that are small enough that you will be able to see them manageably. Which is why I said, let me break this down to every day, actually, every week. You know what I mean? So that way I can tell if I'm in alignment with the supreme energy of abundance, if my goals are coming true every day. So it's not like the fast is more like focusing on dealing with big stuff like karmic debt and ancestral karma and stuff like that. But when in this time that we're going into now that the fast is over, it's going to be smaller things, little bitty pieces that sort of like didn't get addressed during the regular fast, or they did get addressed, but now you need to go and do the work to make them happen. Because for me, the 40-day fast was a good. If you all listen to my video about Rahab, it was that show of faith that we are serious about what we want. So 40 days is a long time to commit to something. So once you've shown that you're serious about something and the Most High has respect unto our fast, now you got to go back and do the little work. So if you look at that story of Rahab, that's what she did. She took these guys in. She obviously knew who they were. She took them in. She hid them. Then Once the trouble was passed, which is the stuff we're going through now, once the trouble was passed, the sacrifice was made and it was finished of hiding them, not saying anything. That would be like our fast. Then she went back and made a deal with them. Look, I know what y'all come to do. I know what y'all are capable of. This and that, this and that. What I need for you to do is to um, protect me while I do this. You know what I mean? And so in the process of them making that deal with her, that's how it is with us. She asked for something very specific, but first she had an act of kindness, a show of faith, and then she came in and asked for something specific. And then they told her she had to do something specific in order to receive it. So that's the creative process. First you take a step on faith, then you make your covenant, your contract, your so on and so forth. Then they tell you what you have to do in order to have your contract honored. And so if you can think about the stories that you read in the Bible from that perspective of, okay, what is actually happening here, then you're able to apply those things to your life. So me, if I want to be a woman as like Rahab, I would say, okay, well, I made my effort. I got on here and started doing these videos, which I mean, the most terrifying thing I could do in my life, which it probably would have been for her because she was hiding these spies. It's not like they were friendly people. She was hiding these spies, but she already knew. She had the intuition, or she used a something device. She already knew. So what happened next? Then you talk back and forth, you make your covenant, you make your contract, right? And then her part was to have faith and to keep doing what she was doing and to follow the instruction that they gave, which for her was leave your scarlet thread, leave your pendulum, let the strength of the pendulum hang out the window. That was her instruction. Now, what did they do? In the background, she had told them, how to get out of their trouble, and they went and did what she said exactly. So she had valuable information that she could offer. She performed a task for them in return. But in the meantime, once they had done the part where she said, then she didn't know what was happening, and it may have looked like nothing was happening, right? Because she knew it was going to take at least 3 days. They were going to be hiding in the mountains. And then after, she didn't know when they were coming. They didn't tell her when they were coming to take out everything. They didn't tell her that. And so she basically had to sit back and say, okay, well, I got this string hanging out my window. I don't know. But she knew that they were coming, right? And so that's the same thing with us. We don't know how these things are going to be done. But hey, we know that they're coming because we made the covenant. Then, in a twinkling of an eye, they shouted the name of power. The walls came down, and they killed everybody except Rahab. Every single man, woman, child, and beast, except for Rahab. And they did not take any possessions. But I will tell you this: go and read the story, because they took all the gold, the silver, the brass, and the lead. And so whoever has been telling that story and saying they didn't take anything is categorically false. They did take the gold, silver, brass, and lead and put it in the treasury for the Most High. It says it twice in the story. So therefore, y'all need to go back and read that story, because to think that when you conquer an enemy, you're supposed to leave everything, absolutely not. You always take the spoils and you use it for the glory of the Most High. That's what it says in the story. That's the part. That's the reason they don't tell that story. I mean, there's a lot of reasons they don't tell that story. They only tell the part where the priest marched around the wall. They never tell the rest of the story. They never tell the rest of the story. And the only way you're going to get it is you going to pick up your Bible and you read it. And when you read it with the eyes you have now, you will see far more things than you've ever seen before in that, especially just in that story. Now imagine all the other stories in the Bible that are not told properly. This is taking way too long, y'all. Okay, let's do the blessing of the Sephiroth. I knew it. I'm like, what in the world? Sorry, you guys. I went into like a time loop right here. Good gracious. So I hope y'all get the point with the cards. Went into a time warp. The blessing of the Sephiroth. Blessed be the light beyond all being. Forever blessed be the mighty one. Keter. Blessed be the breathing of origination. Forever blessed be the mighty one. Chokma. Blessed be eternal wisdom. Forever blessed be the mighty one. Bina. Blessed be omniscient understanding. Forever blessed be the mighty one. Chesed. Blessed be perpetual compassion. Forever blessed be the mighty one. Gevora. Blessed be almighty justice. Forever blessed be the mighty one. Tiferet. Blessed be transcendent beauty. Forever blessed be the mighty one. Netzach. Blessed be unceasing victory. Forever blessed be the mighty one. Had. Blessed be surpassing glory. Forever blessed be the mighty one. Yesod. Blessed be infallible foundation. Forever blessed be the mighty one. Malchut. Blessed be all life throughout the kingdom. Forever blessed be the mighty one. All praise, glory, and honor go to the Most High, the King of kings, the Lord of lords, the great I am, loving kindness, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We thank you for allowing us to speak with the angels. We would like to report back that they have fulfilled the covenant, and therefore we would like that to be noted to their record. We thank the Holy Mother for always being with us. We acknowledge our older, wiser brother Yahushai, and of course to the angels. We have let the Most High know that you fulfilled the covenant. We think you guys are doing a great job, and we appreciate your tireless service to us and to the kingdom. Let God be praised in the beginning and the end. Who supplicates him, he will neither despise nor refuse. God above us, God before us, God possessing all things. May the Father of heaven grant us a portion of mercy. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Lo'olam Vayed. Blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom throughout eternity. Ha Rashaman Hu Yashazir Lanu Avodat Biyet Hamikdash Limkoma Bimhira Biyamanu Omen 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 and Selah. May the merciful one restore unto us the service of his holy temple to its place speedily and in our days. Amen, 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 and Selah. To the spirits who are here with us, you're invited to go in peace. To my beloved viewers, you're invited to be at peace. And always remember, the Most High is your peace. Shalom, everyone, and we'll see you for the reading tonight at Thamur.